On your screens is a picture of a 6-month baby, a baby who was born after 10 years of prayers from his parents, yet sadly he is no longer part of this world. On the right side is his grieving mother who is left with only regret after feeding her child some water. Yes, this child did not die because of any genetic or accidental complications, but because the authorities failed him. Now here's a video from a hospital in Indore's Bhagirathpuri, where hundreds of people have been admitted following serious health-related problems they faced after drinking water. Not junk food or expired medicines, but government-provided and apparently quote-unquote safe for consumption water. Hello and welcome to NewsX Deep Dive. I'm Megha Sharma. Today we dive into the heartbreaking public health crisis that has struck India's quote-unquote cleanest city, Indore, in late December 2025. In the densely populated locality of Bhagirathpura, what started as complaints of foul-smelling tap water turned into a deadly outbreak, claiming multiple lives and hospitalization of hundreds. This is the story of the Indore water contamination deaths, a tragic reminder of how negligence can turn everyday essentials into danger. In the last week of December, residents of Bhagirathpura, a congested area in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, began falling severely ill. Symptoms included intense vomiting, diarrhea and dehydration, classic signs of acute gastroenteritis. Hundreds, including children, were soon hospitalized, with relatives flocking to nearby hospitals and medical clinics. In fact, listen in to what one of the parents had to say.
बालों को दस्त लगे हुए थे, बुखार आ रहा था, उसको डॉक्टर को हमने दिखाया था। चाइल्ड स्पेशलिस्ट डॉक्टर है, उन्होंने मेडिसिन लिख के दे दी थी, हम घर ले आए थे उसको। तो ये 26 तारीख को दिखाया था हमने। 2 दिन ठीक रहा बच्चा, मतलब ठीक है। अब दस्त लगे तो नर्वस तो होता ही है बच्चा थोड़ा, ये सोच के हमने ठीक है मंडे को दिखा देंगे। रात को अचानक एकदम उसको तेज़ बुखार आया, उल्टी हुई उसको और
The crisis escalated quickly. By 30th of December, reports emerged of at least 5 deaths, with over 1,000 people showing symptoms after drinking municipal tap water. Hospitals across the city saw a rush of patients, many from low-income families in Bhagirathpura. As the days passed, the death toll rose. Official figures varied, but by the 31st of December, sources including the mayor and the local reports confirmed at least 7 deaths, including vulnerable groups, 6 women, elderly residents and even a 6-month-old infant. More than 162 people were admitted to hospitals, with dozens in intensive care, and over 2,000 residents surveyed showed signs of illness. Indore, which is celebrated as India's cleanest city for 8 consecutive years and once declared the country's first Water Plus city in 2021 for its wastewater management, was now ironically grappling with a contaminated water supply crisis. The affected area falls in the constituency of the state urban administration minister Kailash Vijayvargiya, adding a political layer to the tragedy. The local residents, of course, were agitated. Once the minister visited the site, they were quick to confront Kailash Vijayvargiya, the minister who is responsible to provide clean water. They expressed their grievances and pointed out that they had been facing similar water supply issues for the past year and a half. Listen in.
ये हमारे उसमें डेनिस का लाइन, पीने के पानी में डेनिस की लाइन अटैच हो रही है, मगर इसकी कोई सुनवाई नहीं हो रही। आज काफी समय से 1.5 साल से हम लोग परेशान हैं। कंप्लेंट देने जाते टंकी पे, हमारी कोई सुनवाई नहीं हो रही है। बारिश का पानी लास्ट आता ना पूरा गंदा। 1.5-2 साल हो गए हम पानी के पीने के पानी से परेशान हैं। ये पार्षद जी के वहाँ जाते हैं, पार्षद जी बोलते हैं ठीक है भले मैं करवाता हूँ, जिसका आज तक कुछ भी काम नहीं हो रहा हमारा।
The Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav visited hospitals, calling it an emergency-like situation. He announced 2 lakh rupees compensation for each of the deceased family and free treatment for all patients. The Madhya Pradesh High Court intervened, directing free care and a status report from authorities. But why did the situation get so bad that such special compensations and free checkups had to be provided? The ones facing the brunt of the whole chaos have said that no compensation will ever be able to bring back their family members that they lost due to ignorance. But what caused this contamination? Well, investigations by the Indore Municipal Corporation quickly pinpointed the source, a grave infrastructure collapse. The drinking water supply in Bhagirathpura comes from the Narmada River, piped in from about 80 kilometers away. But in this locality, a public toilet had been constructed right above the main water pipeline near a police checkpost. Critically, the toilet lacked a proper septic tank. Waste was dumped into a simple pit right over the pipeline. As a response, the government has taken action against 3 officials. Shubham Shrivastava, a sub-engineer at the Public Health Engineering Department, has been terminated from his duty, while Shaligram Sitole, a zonal officer, and Yogesh Joshi, an assistant engineer, were both suspended. These actions will surely serve as an example of what might happen in similar cases of negligence and incompetence, but they will never be able to bring back the lives of the 7 people who have lost their lives. This tragedy exposes the hidden cracks beneath Indore's shiny Cleaner City Award: poor planning, delayed maintenance and oversight in basic infrastructure. Families lost loved ones to something as preventable as clean water. As probes continue and repairs underway, the question is, how many more such lapses lurk in our cities? Let's open up this conversation. Dr. Naresh Chawla, he is the former National Joint Secretary of the IMA, on the telecast with me. With regards to the unfortunate deaths that have happened because of gross negligence and the laxity on the part of the authorities, the question arises, Doctor, is could there have been measures taken to preempt such deaths that have occurred, man-made calamities? You know, the fact that there was a 6-month-old infant who has lost his life. There are 7 other people who have lost their lives because of the impure drinking water that is provided by the municipal body.
Look, Megha, in India, the problem does not exist till it is exposed or something drastic happens. Why to talk of even Indore? Indore in our India holds a very special place. Is considered the most properly clean, properly managed city in all of India. I'm surprised it happened in Indore. It has happened in our good old Delhi also a number of times. People keep complaining, doctor, to the municipal authorities. So we are not getting the proper water. Water smells like something smelly, fishy. But nobody bothers. Thing is, you asked me a simple question, could it have been prevented? Normally speaking, the so-called Jal authorities, the water authorities, are supposed to do the so-called potable water, the drinking water. They are supposed to do the coliform testing. That is called coliform, means how much is the count of objectionable microorganisms which can be allowed in water. In Western world, in Europe, etc., they openly they write in their toilets also. In our city, even the toilet water is drinkable. And in our country, what it has happened in Indore, that it has happened, so it is exposed. If it does not happen, it is waiting to happen in many cities, suburban areas across the country. Because the priority is lacking, the accountability is lacking, and overall, that it is not the people who have to complain. It is the authorities who are supposed to see what they serve to people is actually drinkable.
Yeah. What do you make of the response that was given? There was a reporter who went to Kailash Vijayvargiya, under whose jurisdiction that area lies. He is an MLA, he is a cabinet minister in the Madhya Pradesh government. The question that has been asked by the reporter is, how are you going to answer the people of Madhya Pradesh, the people of this locality? These are poor people. This locality is heavily populated. It is a congested area. This is inhabited by poor people. And when he asks him to be responsible, accountable, and asks only the people who have been suspended are at the junior level, why hasn't a moral responsibility taken by Kailash Vijayvargiya or other minister, water minister in the cabinet? To which he goes on and responds and uses abusive language. He just brushes him off. What kind of a response do you think this is?
Believe me, Megha, I have already told you, India is on the verge of collapse and as far as the public utility facilities goes. In India, when we ride sitting in the capital of India, Delhi, we can't think of a fresher air. For last 2-3 decades, TV debates are occurring in the same words are uttered, and that year passes the next year, the next year. When we think of 450 kind of a AQI in Delhi, you can pretty well imagine what must be happening to the water. So the so-called richer class, they go for mineral water. They put filters in their home. They get ROs in their homes, and the poor people are left to suffer themselves. After all, the huge amount of taxes are collected, and poor people also pay the taxes and many things. Why are not they privately spent till the time accountability comes into play? Accountability that they have to be provided. In my opinion, had such a thing happened in anywhere in Western world, in US, Australia, New Zealand, or Europe, ministers or even the governments change because they have a high moral values on this thing that we are responsible for this kind of. You said just the couple who had a child after 10 years, whom will they accuse?
Yeah,
They just
absolutely.
cry their whole
And I
life.
do want to, I do want to bring into focus just a few months ago in October in Madhya Pradesh, there were children who died by consuming cough syrup. And there were 24 deaths in Madhya Pradesh. There were some that were reported from Rajasthan as well. Again, the sorry state of affairs. But the truth is, the poorest in our country are dying. Their lives are worthless. And the authorities do the bare minimum. I don't know what has happened in that cough syrup case as well. There were certain officials that had to resign. There were certain others that were transferred, some others that were suspended. But what action was taken at the highest level, at the state level?
Nothing was done. Let me inform you, I appeared in a number of TV debates that time also. The factory was in Tamil Nadu. In fact, frankly speaking, there was a lacunae at every step, starting from the where it is made, where it is supposed to be checked, coming to at the hospital, the board who was supposed to check everything, everybody was profiting and taking commissions and all those things. The poor people were dying. Such a thing, the same syrup, it was sold in some other countries, including Gambia, etc. Also, it is all well known. Till the time it was in the public glare by the media, they were seeming to be doing something. The moment that it goes out of public glare, everything is lost.
Yeah.
So same is so going to happen to this also. It is a very sorry state of affairs. India is trying to become the richest super power country. How can we not provide safe air, safe water, and unadulterated food to the people of India? It's their constitutional right also, and they should get it, but they don't get it. We just keep crying.
Yeah,
the public spirited people,
truly
the
unfortunate,
doctors.
truly unfortunate. Again, it is the poor that has to bear the brunt of it. There are several people who have lost their lives. A heavy loss which cannot be compensated by the 2 lakh rupees that the government at this point of time is offering. Truly unfortunate. Dr. Naresh Chawla, thank you very much for joining me and giving us your perspective. Well, on that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.